Hello librarians, my name is Jackie Copleton and I'm delighted to be part of the First Flight programme. This message comes to you from Glasgow, Scotland. I'm sitting in my mother-in-law's kitchen and she is a retired librarian. Glasgow has one of the largest libraries in Europe, built in 1901. Its dome dominates the city skyline, and as a Glaswegian, I feel it's kind of part of my fabric. I'm very proud of it. I was in another great library recently, York Library in the north of England, on a personal odyssey to find a newspaper article I'd written 20 years ago. And a lovely librarian took me to the microfilm room, showed me how to use the machine, and an hour later there I was staring at my own little nugget of personal history. I'd written about the 50th anniversary of the dropping of the atomic bomb in Nagasaki. I was living in the city at the time, teaching English, and the event was just so moving, I felt compelled to write about it. And that day, that article, are the reason that I became a journalist and the reason I've written this book. When I left Nagasaki, I knew I wanted to write about it, but I was really hesitant to write about the war, to write about the bomb. So I started to write about anything else other than that. But each time I did, the story inevitably came back to the war until I realised the backstory was the story, so I just plunged in. Another reason I wanted to write about the Second World War was my own personal history. Both my granddads fought in the war. My paternal granddad, William, was in Burma. He died before I was born, but apparently he never really spoke about the war, and I find that silence telling and very troubling. My maternal granddad, Robert, died in Normandy, 6th of August 1944. In fact, actually I have a picture of him here with my gran, beautiful gran. So this is Robert and Nancy on their wedding day. Robert died, he would have been 25, and my gran was 19 when she became a widow. She already had one daughter and she gave birth to my mum a month later. I don't know how she coped. So I guess it might seem unusual that I've looked at the war from the Japanese perspective. I guess I wanted to look at it without those geographical boundaries, but also I wondered how grief, how loss is changed when, I guess to put it crudely, you're deemed to be on the losing side. How does that affect how you mourn, if it does? I also wanted to look at regret and forgiveness. I had two questions really. Does regret grow or diminish as we age? Do we learn to more readily forgive as we get older or not? Amma is full of regrets, and my question for her is, can she, should she, how does she learn to forgive herself? In those final moments of our lives, does the past sit gently next to us or not? I'd love to go on, but I better stop now. It'd be great to talk more about the book, about Japan, about the war, about libraries. So hopefully I'll get a chance to speak to you further. Thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely. Thank you. Bye-bye.